The Ayatollah regime in Iran has been using a network of aging tankers to evade sanctions and transport oil from Iran to its customers like China by ship-to-ship transfers. This method of circumventing sanctions not only brings huge revenues for the regime in Iran, but also poses a great threat to the marine and human health. Let me explain these points. In recent years, Iran has been exploiting a dark fleet of oil tankers to circumvent international sanctions. These operations often involve ships turning off their tracking systems, transferring oil at sea in unauthorized zones, primarily for delivery to China, Iran's largest oil customer. According to data from analysts, Iran exports roughly 1.5 million barrels of oil per day, the highest level since sanctions were reimposed, with about 80% of this going to China. Or looking at it from another angle, China imports 15% of its oil from Iran. This covert operation generates over $40 billion a year for Iran. And if this dark fleet activity was halted, Iran's oil revenues would plummet, dealing a severe blow to its economy and cut off a critical source of income for the regime, which would consequently increase pressure on the regime over its nuclear program and human rights violations, and also reduce the money it can spend on its proxy groups like the Hezbollah, the Houthis, etc. I have always said the Achilles heel of the ruling clerics in Iran is the economy, just as it was with the Soviet Union. The USSR did not collapse because of a popular uprising or a military invasion, but because its economy collapsed. There is also another incentive to stop Iran's illegal maritime activities, because these illegal operations come at a massive environmental cost. Unregulated maritime oil transfers and frequent collisions or oil spills in areas like the Singapore Straits pose significant threats to the marine ecosystems. Spills from aging vessels that are not up to international safety standards often go unreported, leading to long-lasting environmental damage to some of the world's most critical waterways. This pollution exacerbates climate challenges and threatens biodiversity, impacting local economies and marine life. Stopping Iran's illicit oil trade, therefore, has several incentives. It reduces the regime's revenues, but also helps the environment. Addressing this dark fleet activity is vital for both global security and environmental sustainability. So next time you have the silly Just Stop Oil protesters blocking the road and causing you to miss your vital appointments and plans, or the woke governments come up with their half-baked net zero green politics, do remind them that the rogue regimes like the Ayatollahs in Iran are the biggest threat to the environment, and maybe they should protest against them too, something that they never do.